I will literally start an investigation and write like 20 to like 50 theories down on paper of like what could possibly have happened. And then I'll throw each of them in the pivot, and I'll just continue to pivot around for like hours and hours. And then all of a sudden trends start taking place, and you start to see things. You're just saying what the data reveals, like the data doesn't lie. And that's a benefit of computer assisted reporting too, is that the data is not going to lie. It's raw, and we analyzed it. And so once we did that, then it's up to attorneys and attorneys generals to take the information we have and investigate to see if there was any sort of impropriety. It sets you apart, so it gives you a specialized skill, so you have more job security, you might get more offers. It offers more versatility in terms of the skill set that you have. It kind of makes you stand out. So is it a necessity and a requirement for journalists in the future? No, absolutely not. Is it something that if you are drawn to it, that will enhance your career and allow you to be on maybe even better stories, do more thorough stories, and make you stand out when it comes to getting a job? Absolutely. So I think it's not essential, but it's definitely beneficial. I think there's a couple things. I think my big, it's important for them to join IRE, because IRE, you can get a student membership and it's cheaper, and you're in the universe of people who are doing this and doing it well. And there's so many different levels of computer assisted reporting. So they can join IRE and start going to the conferences. I think finding a mentor would be really key. Like people who you admire who are doing this kind of work, and keeping in touch with them over time. Because not a lot of people are reaching out to them. I mean, these are like the nerds and geeks of the newsroom. But they are more than willing to share their trade and their skill and help you figure out where you need to go. But then also thirdly, I would say start doing it now. I mean, I think if people start doing it at a young age, like I started learning worksheets and databases in high school. And I was working with somebody at a library, and she taught me how to use, it was like Microsoft Works, like it was so old. But she taught me how to use those spreadsheet databases, and so that fueled my interest. I had somebody who was there to teach me how to work it. Honestly, I feel like that there will probably be more of it, because there was a period of time when a lot of people were trending toward narrative journalism or literary journalism, where it was all about the writing in narrative form, and then all of a sudden car became important again. I think it was like the 90s, probably the 90s. There was this big surge in car, and then there was another surge in something else, and so I felt like it seemed as if car lost some of its zest, and a lot of car teams were getting smaller. A lot of investigative reporting staffs were getting smaller, but that largely was happening across the board in the industry too. But now, because all these teams have gotten smaller, I think people have realized, oh my gosh, wait, we need car again. Like, we need more investigative reporting. And so now I feel like there's more of an interest to have these types of stories and people who have these types of skills. But I think the biggest change is people want it quicker. So you're not going to see as many year-long investigations or 6-month investigations. I think the industry standard is, yes, we want car because people are more specialized, but can you turn it around in 2 weeks or 3 months? I think that's probably going to be a big change that you'll see in the future. But I think it's definitely, there's more interest in the kind of work that we do now. And there's not as many, it doesn't seem like there's as many people doing it, so, which is good if you have those skills.